Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Nagaland Cabinet extends superannuation age of medical doctors to 62 years in clinical sector. State Cabinet approves inclusion of exempted departments in NSSB 2020, also approves mainstreaming of SSA and RMSA teachers of 2010 and 2013 batches. Centre extends ceasefire agreement with 3 Naga political groups for 1 more year. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi says civil servants need to lead India to newer heights. Now the news in detail. Nagaland government has decided to extend the length of service of medical doctors to 62 years in the clinical sector with a condition. The decision was taken today during a cabinet meeting held at Chief Minister's residential office in Kohima. Addressing media persons after the meeting, Advisor for IT, Science and Technology and NRE, Mohallamo said the Cabinet has carefully studied the demand of the Nagaland In-Service Doctors Association, NIDA, and the decision has been made that extension of services to 62 years will be given under one condition, that doctors will be re-employed in the clinical sector. He said for those who want to apply for medical college, the age limit has been increased to 65 years with no pension benefits. He said they will be re-employed and the recruitment process will be smoothly done without any hiccups because of the experience they have. Gigon further said those interested will be allowed to work in the hospitals as re-employed doctors, but they will not hold any administrative position. Mention may be made that NIDA has been demanding the increase of superannuation age from 60 to 62 years in both the administrative and clinical sectors. The State Cabinet has approved the inclusion of exempted departments under the purview of Nagaland Staff Selection Board, NSSB 2020. Advisor Mohallamo said the Cabinet has agreed in principle to the demands of the Eastern Naga Students Federation ENSF to include all those departments which did not come under the purview of NSSB 2020. He said that a cabinet subcommittee will meet the ENSF and work out the modalities in the days to come. He said this decision was taken by the cabinet today. Gigon said, in the light of the decision, the state government made an appeal to the ENSF to call off its agitation. The ENSF has been demanding the inclusion of exempted Group C posts and departments in the NSSB, for which an indefinite democratic agitation has been called from today in protest against the state government's failure to include the exempted departments and posts in the NSSB Regulation 2020. The State Cabinet has approved the mainstreaming of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan (SSA) and Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan (RMSA) teachers of 2010 and 2013 batches. Advisor Mohallamo said there are around 2,311 teachers that will have to go again for final verification of their documents for mainstreaming and will be included in the school education cadre. In this, Gigon said, teachers whose documents such as B.Ed and DELED has been submitted are already verified. He said around 10 teachers' documents have not been verified by the institutions in which they studied. Gigon also disclosed that 11 were found to have fraudulent certificates and a show cause notice has been given to them. It may be noted that the state government on October 18, 2020 assured that it would look into the process of mainstreaming the 2010 and 2013 batches of SSA and RMSA teachers, for which the 18-month time frame was sought by the government to bring the issue to a logical conclusion that expired on 18 April 2022. Government of India has extended a ceasefire agreement with 3 Naga political groups for 1 more year. Union Ministry of Home Affairs yesterday stated that the ceasefire agreements are in operation between Government of India and NSCN-NK, NSCN Reformation and NSCN-K Congo. It was decided to extend the ceasefire agreements for a further period of 1 year, with effect from April 28, 2022 to April 27, 2023, with the three Naga political groups. The agreements were signed on April 19th. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said governance reforms should be the goal and civil servants should work towards bringing change in the life of the common man. He was addressing after conferring Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration on Civil Services Day. Modi said every civil servant needs to lead India to newer heights to nurture, unleash and support the capability of the society. He said each district in the country should set its objectives and aims for the next 25 years. Modi highlighted that India has created 14 unicorn startups in just 3 months of 2022. A total of 16 awards for 5 identified priority programs and for innovations in the sphere of public administration and delivery of services were given this year. The awards have been instituted with a view to recognize the extraordinary and innovative work done by districts, implementing units, and central and state organizations for the welfare of common citizens. Chief Minister Nipirio today greeted civil servants on the National Civil Services Day. In a tweet, he lauded the dedication of the civil servants and urged them to remain committed to uphold the dignity and integrity of the nation. Deputy Chief Minister Y. Button also took to Twitter and said that our civil servants are tirelessly working for the country's advancement and playing a pivotal role in realizing India's aspiration. The National Civil Services Day is observed on 21st April every year in India and is dedicated to the nation's civil servants. Eastern Naga Students Federation (ENSF) today launched a democratic indefinite agitation against the state government, demanding for inclusion of exempted departments and posts under the Nagaland Staff Selection Board NSSB Regulation 2020. Hundreds of students agitators from the 7 units of ENSF joined in protest by holding placards that read, "Implement Transparent NSSB, Federation Against Pick and Choose Policy at Nagaland Civil Secretariat Complex, Kohima." President of ENSF, Chinmak Chung, said their demand is genuine and for the common good of all the Naga aspirants. Naga Students Federation NSF President Kegwan Hun Dep emphasized the need to function the NSSB at the earliest. He maintained that the state government is confusing the NSF and ENSF on the issue. Solidarity speeches were also delivered by Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, Eastern Nagaland Women Organization, and Chung Vedeshi Setsha. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee (NPCC) has reiterated that it will resolve the political problem through peaceful means without compromising law and order if given the opportunity. During its general session held today in Kohima, NPCC President Teria said another opportunity is coming in 2023 for the people to decide its future government wisely. Highlighting the social, economic and political issues of the state, he said the delay in implementing political solution is taking a toll on the economy and society. Terrier stated that uncontrolled price hike has affected every citizen, which the government has no plan to control price hike, extortion and corruption. The president alleged that there were numerous unverifiable projects without work done, while the state's deficit has grown to 2,600 crore rupees. During the meeting, NPCC members decided to demand the Election Commission of India to return the ballot paper system in Nagaland state elections. And now it's went to news. Here are the main points again. Nagaland Cabinet extends superannuation age of medical doctors to 62 years in clinical sector. State Cabinet approves inclusion of exempted departments in NSSB 2020. Also approves mainstreaming of SSA and RMSA teachers of 2010 and 2013 batches. Centre extends ceasefire agreement with 3 Naga political groups for 1 more year. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi says civil servants need to lead India to newer heights. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.